Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe. If you're not new and you've been here for a while, then why not make sure that notification bell is switched on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. Now for today's video, I have quite an exciting one because we are going to be testing out a new brand. The new brand is called Made by Mitchell, and if you don't know who Mitchell is, he is quite a big famous UK makeup artist. He's done quite a few masterclasses in the UK. He just keeps getting more popular and more popular. It is incredible to see his progress. He did actually, you might recognise him because he did do a palette with Beauty Bay, and it pretty much was the most amazing palette to ever exist on the planet, but that is now discontinued, and I think it's because he's come out of his new brand, and I have one of his new eyeshadow palettes to test for you today. So for his first drop, he launched 2 eyeshadow palettes, he launched brushes, and he also launched liquid blushers, I think. I was going to pick up one of the blushers because I love blush, but to be honest, eyeshadow palettes were 40 quid on their own, and I didn't want to spend an extra £14 on a liquid blush. So his price range is pretty mid-range. It's not drugstore and it's not luxury. He's pretty much like a high-end brand. The palette we are going to be testing today is this one. This is the Head in the Clouds. There's also, I think it's called Feet on the Ground. It's more of a greeny palette. This one is a little bit more on the blue side. So this is the one that I've picked up to test out for you today. We're going to be talking about the packaging. We're going to be doing some swatches. I'll do a tutorial and then I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. So if you'd like to see what I think of Mitchell's new brand, then please keep watching. As I said, we are going to be testing the Head in the Clouds eyeshadow palette, and this is what it comes in. So you pay £40 for this and obviously the eyeshadow palette, but it comes in this little pouch. Personally, I don't see the point in this. It's not something that I would have chose to be with the eyeshadow palette. I would have just much rather preferred to just have the eyeshadow palette. I don't know what this is for. I don't know if this is for a makeup artist thing to store in here and then put in a big makeup bag. I'm not entirely sure, but to be honest, I would have preferred the palette to be a little bit cheaper for it not to include this, but you do get a pouch with it anyway, and it just zips up like this, and then the palette is inside. But yeah, this is what the pouch is like. I just don't think it's necessary. I'm probably not going to use it, and if I didn't spend so much on the palette, I would probably get rid of this, but because the palette was £40, I'm going to keep it. So this is the packaging of the eyeshadow palette, and let's be honest, it is unreal, isn't it? I love the packaging. He's definitely marked his brand and his name all over this. It's literally got a big M in the middle, and then there's little reflective M's on the packaging as well. You can tell he's put a lot of money into the packaging. And on the back it just says Made by Mitchell, and then it has a nice little message at the back, and it just gives you the ingredients and stuff like that. This is a pressed pigment palette, by the way, which is not something that I realised, but it is pressed pigments, just to let you know. And I think we should just get this open because I've been talking for way too long. So the actual palette is exactly the same packaging as what's on the box, which I really like. And yeah, I'm really impressed with the packaging. Yes, it's £40, but you can tell that it's a £40 palette. Do you know what I mean? It's not made really cheap. It feels really luxurious, and plus it's quite big as well. It's not super tiny. It's a nice size. It's not too big, but it's not really small either. So I really like the packaging. And are you ready to see the inside? So you get a little plastic sheet which actually has an M on it, which is pretty cool. And this is what the Head in the Clouds eyeshadow palette looks like. So the pans are pretty big as well, to be honest. My finger is that, I mean, I've got small fingers anyway, but that's the size of my finger compared to the pan size. So they are really big, and also you get a huge mirror in here as well, which is amazing. So you'd think that this would be a blue themed palette, but to be honest, it's not really. It's got a dark blue shimmer here, and then all the rest of them, it's a bit hard to describe. It's not a straightforward colour story. It's a bit of a mix of everything. You've got your warm tones in here, you've also got cool tones in here, you've got dark shades, you've got light shades, you've got shimmers in here. So I'm really intrigued to see what the formula is going to be like, and I hope it's amazing because obviously this is not a cheap palette. And yeah, this is basically what it looks like. If I just show you up close, there's also little M pans in here as well, which is really, really good. I think we should just get started with this because I have been talking for a long time, haven't I? So let's get into the swatches. So these are the first 3 rows swatched. Must admit, I'm very impressed with the swatches. Like, those are all one swipe. And the shimmers are really pretty as well. And yeah, it's just not really a straightforward colour story, is it? I feel like it is just a bit of everything rather than just like one specific theme. But the shimmers feel really soft and creamy, so I am very impressed so far. And these are the 2 bottom rows swatched. These ones were a little bit more difficult. The dark purple, like in the middle, was a little bit hard to swatch. It seems really hardly pressed. Some of the mattes feel a little bit dry, but it's not an issue. I mean, that green shimmer was unreal. I have no idea what look I'm going to do today, so let's get started. Right, so I've just primed my eyes with the P. Louise base, and I did like pat it down a little bit because this does crease on me slightly. So now I have the task of choosing what shades I'm going to use today, and I don't know whether to do just like a warm sunset eye or something. I'm not really too sure. Right, so I'm just going to take a Morphe M456 brush, and I'm going to go in with this reddish shade here. It's not completely red, it's like a pink based red. I'm going to put that in my crease. I don't know what that's called, by the way, and I don't even want to try and pronounce that. So I'm going to just dab a little bit of that and put it in my crease. It's a little bit kickbacky, if I can just show you. A little bit kickbacky, but not loads, and kickback don't really bother me. That is really nicely pigmented. I really like it. It's quite, as I said, like a pinky based red, but I mean, look at the pigment, and it was so easy to apply as well. Like, there was no issue with that whatsoever. Next, I'm going to take the shade Marmalade, which is this bright orange down here. There is also this orange, but it's a little bit more on the red tone side, and I want something a little bit more bright. This is like a really cheap eBay brush, by the way. I've got no idea where this has come from. And next I'm going to take a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to take the shade Banana Slices. This one up here is a bit more of like a neon green based yellow, if that makes sense. I just want a really nice yellow, so I'm going to take Banana Slices. And you guessed it, I'm just going to take that on a slightly more fluffier brush and blend out the orange. Okay, so that's a super like pastel yellow. It did work to blend out the orange, but I am going to grab a little bit more of that orange, the Marmalade, just to blend a little bit more into it, just so it looks a bit more gradient rather than like a really harsh line. Okay, so I'm loving this so far. It's really beautiful, easy to blend, not really having any issues so far, which is good. Obviously when you come out of a new brand, there's like so much pressure because there's so many other makeup brands, like good makeup brands on the market, that you just have so much pressure to make sure that your brand is really good and consistent. And to be honest, so far I'm not having any issues, and I think it's all blending together really nicely, so I think he's done a really good job on it. I need to deepen up my outer corner, so I think I'm going to take this brown up here, which is called Dusk, and I'm just gonna start by taking like a little bit of it. I don't want to take too much, and I'm just gonna start building up the depth in the outer corner. Okay, so these are all of the matte shades all blended together, and again, really impressed so far. Like, I'm not having any issues. I'm just building the shades back up, blending them all together, and they look really pretty. So now I'm going to do a half cut crease. I'm just going to use my P. Louise and Mama Mitchell blank canvas paint. I'm going to do this off camera and then I'll be right back. These are my half cut creases done. They're not even, but they never are. This one always turns out better than this one, but hey ho. We're now going to test out a shimmer from his palette, which I'm very excited about, and I think I'm going to go in with this like bright yellow shimmer here called Better Days. I just feel like it's gonna look super cool in the cut crease, so let's give it a go. Wow, that is dry, by the way. I've not helped that with any spray or whatsoever, and look how beautiful that is. Like, I'm very impressed. Like, the formulas so far have been amazing. So I must admit, even though it's very expensive, you kind of get what you're paying for. Like, I'm really impressed so far. So now I just want a little bit of a shimmer to blend in to my little red cut crease area. So I think my only option is to really use Golden Hour. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of like an orange with a bit of a pink reflect. So I mean, I'm gonna give it a go. We'll see if it works. If not, it's not the end of the world. I'll just blend the outer corner shade in with it a little bit more. So let's give it a go. Okay, and just to help it blend in a little bit more, I'm just going to take the red again and just tap that into the shimmer, just so it's a little bit more blended. I just went in with a little bit more of the gold shimmer just to blend it out a little bit more, so that looks a lot better, and now it looks more seamless. We're now going to move on to the lower lash line, and I think I'm gonna take the purple, this one, just to go in with a bit of a sunset-y theme. It's called Perps and something that I'm not gonna bother pronouncing. That is the purple on, really nice and pigmented. I really like it. I'm just gonna take this purple here, which is called Lucid, and I'm just going to use that ever so slightly to blend out the dark purple. Next, for my inner corner and brow bone, I'm just going to take my trusty Morphe M515 brush. I said you need this in your life. I think it is out of stock at the moment though, so I do apologise, but maybe check their other like stockists to see. I think Pretty Little Thing stock Morphe, so maybe see if they're on there. But for my inner corner and brow bone, I'm obviously gonna have to take Clouded, which is like a bright icy shimmer. Oh, I love it. So let's give this a go. Okay, so that shade is really beautiful, really blinding, and I just love that brush because it just makes it so precise rather than accidentally, I've done this so many times where I accidentally put the brow bone highlight like too far down, whereas that brush just puts it exactly where you want it, and it's just become my new favourite. So this is my completed look using the Head in the Clouds palette. I'm going to hop off camera, do my lashes, mascara and lips, and then I'll be right back with my final thought. Right guys, so I'm back. This is my completed look. If you're wondering, my lashes are by Unicorn Cosmetics. This is the style Peachy Pie. My mascara is the Essence Lash Princess mascara, and my lips is the Doll Beauty lipstick in the shade Get Lippy. So yeah, this is my completed look. I really hope you like it. Obviously I've gone for a little bit of a sunset vibe today, just because that was like the first kind of look I could think of that I could do with this palette. I cannot wait to play with the other shades, but I'm really happy with the look that I created today. So now we can sit down and talk about the palette. So just to round up my thoughts and opinions on the palette, firstly, I absolutely love the packaging of the palette. I think it's super different. He's literally smacked banged his brand all over it, and I think it's really nice, really different. I just love it. I think it's super cute. You could definitely tell exactly what palette this is if you saw it in your makeup storage. I love the fact that you get a huge mirror inside. I think the packaging is really sturdy, really good quality, and definitely like completely understandable why it's a £40 price tag. The colour story itself, as I said, it's not like a straightforward colour story. I love the shades in here. All the mattes that I used were really pigmented, really easy to blend. The shimmers in here are outstanding. That yellow gold all over my lid was just incredible. You don't have to wet them. They're just super Oh, there's that super again. I literally said it so much in yesterday's video, it's a joke. And obviously I used this shimmer as well, and also this shimmer down here, and all of them were amazing. Really good quality, blinding. Like, look how blinding my inner corner and brow bone highlight is. Like, I'm loving it. The palette made it really easy to create this look, and I really do like it, I'm not gonna lie. And now that I've played with this one, kind of am tempted to get the other one, but then again it's £40, so yes, it is expensive. It is £40, and not a lot of people can afford to spend £40 on an eyeshadow palette. I just think if you want to support a fellow UK makeup artist, if you're in the UK, and you want to get a palette that's very good quality and really good packaging and stuff, then I definitely recommend it. All the swatches as well were really impressive. I was very impressed with the swatches, and I just don't have any bad things to say about it. I'm not gonna lie, like, I would tell you if something was bad, and I don't think I've come across any issues today. So I am going to recommend it because it is a really nice eyeshadow palette, and I kind of, yeah, I feel like I am going to pick up the other one because I do prefer this colour story, but now that I've tried this, it just makes me want to try the other palette even more. But I might wait a couple of months to get that because I have just bought like the new Huda palette. Like, literally I've bought so much makeup recently, so now that I've tested this, I know that Mitchell's palettes are going to be really good. So yeah, I'm very impressed, and as I said, I'm going to recommend it. If you tried this, or if you've even tried the other one, please let me know down below your thoughts and opinions because I'd love to know. As you can tell, I'm very impressed with this palette. As I said, I just don't have any bad things to say about it. And do you know what? I'm really glad that I picked it up because it's always nice to expand your makeup collection and add new brands to it. And I think Mitchell has done an amazing job with this eyeshadow palette, and I definitely am intrigued to try more things from the brand. That's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. Of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.